Wednesday night, we're all in sight. 9 o'clock, it's shining bright. Turn the dial and feel the might. Just enough Heshy takes flight. Woo! Laughs and wisdom side by side. Heshy show won't be denied. Tune in live and ride the tide. Feel the rush and feel the pride. It's just enough Heshy. Wanna vote for Heshy? It's just enough Heshy. Join the crowd, it's messy.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Just Enough Heshy show. Instagram, Facebook, and
YouTube. Yeah, YouTube.
anyways, welcome to the show, everybody. I'm excited.
Yes, a lot to talk about tonight.
We have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to talk about me as well, but we can't tell everybody all the secrets and problems. You know, you saw my introduction to today's show.
Yes.
That I plan on challenging Carmen Yeager, maybe for the assembly seat.
Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah. I don't know.
Who
It's going to be
knows?
everybody. And you know what? The first question out of Tom's head was, everybody, you hate Carmen that much? I do.
Yeah.
I do. I can't believe he's again. You know, we bumped into him at one of the breakfasts with his girlfriend. He was sleeping with her while he was married, while she was married. I mean, this guy has no shame. And this is how politicians today.
And that's why voters should go find to see how
You know, they
he'll
all
do.
lie. Even Mamdani. You know, Mamdani promised to make changes from the police and all that. Now he's keeping the old administration.
And he's
keeping
meeting with Trump.
And he's meeting with Trump. And it's like nothing he's going to go through. But the only problem that we have with him is the rent guideline board that Mayor Adams promised to put in so Mamdani wouldn't have control of freezing the rents. He left it open. Now Mamdani is able to put in 6 expiring members, 2 new members. Basically, he's going to control.
Well, we have
8
6
of-
weeks. I mean, Adams is still in office for the next 6 weeks, so I'm sure he can try to do
Well,
something.
Adams is busy traveling to Israel.
he's in
and
Uzbekistan today.
He's winding down the city of the greatest city, and he just disappears.
Well, because he's looking for his next job, which is probably to be on Fox News. I've said it pretty much since the beginning of the year.
And he also told Netanyahu, come to the what's it called again? The inauguration.
Well, Ina said she wants to have him in.
Yeah, I saw on the main news telling me that she knows that Netanyahu is coming. And Ina again is running around with Stefan.
I was going to tell you, Ina, I think, is angling to leave the city council because Ina was upstate with Elise Stefanik, and she, I think, and I said to somebody else a few days ago, maybe angling to be the lieutenant governor candidate alongside Elise Stefanik. Because why would
she
it?
has to win to
Right, but she can still. But she can
so
still.
if she wins, I mean, her seat gets open.
That's right. So if Stefanik wins governor, that her seat.
And I'm registered in that area.
You're
I
in
can
that
run.
area. You could run there. You could run there even if you didn't, because there's the redistricting would take place. So the law would be is that you'd have to be by the time you get in, but you can run for the
There
seat.
is a redistricting?
Well, there's no redistricting, but usually the law states redistricting. You'd have to wait, but because now you're in that district, you can just run. So
I can just run.
you just run there.
Be good.
So we'll see.
Okay,
We'll see
what happens.
And the chat is already heating up. They want to talk about you and your latest comeback, and we'll do that in a little while.
I have a call. Right. I want you to know something. My family all sat down with me over the weekend. Heshy, you promised you're not going to run. My partner says, Heshy, you're done. Let's make a lot of money. A lot of the people on the street says, why don't you run? Or why are you running again? Don't you have enough of it? Aren't you out of the energy? And the truth of the matter is, why would I give up? But my family is right. They are asking me. They said, stop. The community did shout loud and clear, we don't want you. The community.
Yes.
That wasn't the city. But you know what? Day after day, people are calling me. Today, I had a guy who came in who had a problems with workman's comp, not from my district, but from Carmen Yeager's assembly district. An hour they sat with me, no money.
Yeah.
I had another guy, a policeman, that came into my office, and he had issues with his building with the gas thing, and I sat there. I got him a plumber. Again, I didn't charge for my time because I give away free time.
And I want to
constituent
thank
services.
everybody that's joining us right now on the radio while you talk about that. First of all, I want to say hello to our friends over in beautiful Miami, Florida, 1640 WJPR, where Heshy will be after Thanksgiving. Also want to say hello to the legendary rock and roll radio station 1027 WNEW, which instead of playing the rock and roll hits, plays Heshy's hits each Wednesday night. And also to our flagship WSNR 620M and also the Talkline Radio Network. Thank you for joining us here on the Just Enough Heshy Show with Tom and Heshy. And if you want to give us a call tonight, because there is a lot to talk about, local, city, state, and national, 646-974-1580.
I hope he puts it up on the screen.
Well, I'm going to say it like 8675309, but 646-974-1580.
You're mixing them up. Tell them the right number.
I got it. 646-974-1580. Yeah, I actually wanted to bring that up because the guy who sang the 8675309, I'm actually trying to get him on my show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
646-974-1580. I hope the producer puts it on the screen.
Well, he didn't. That's okay.
But
Yes.
I wanted to tell you that the Mamdani era is going to start terribly. We're going to talk about that right now.
Yeah, absolutely, it's going to start. He wants kids in schools to learn Arabic now. That was I
want to tell you a story, guys. I think the Mamdani thing just happened to save me. I had a building on Friday.
It just saved you.
Friday was on the Sabbath.
Yes.
So we
It's
start
earlier,
the Sabbath early on Friday.
2 hours before light.
I just want you to show you how the agencies already are taking advantage. There was a government agency from the DOB, a new operation. They came to a building that I help out with 700 complaints. 97% of them are unsubstantiated that they write. They come on the Sabbath. The doorman is a Muslim, by the way. You have a Muslim doorman over there. They try to push their way in, and the Jewish super came down and said, it's the Sabbath. And they said, well, you better let us in. And they started screaming, threatening. They called the police. What a nice guy from the 6th Precinct, Officer Gonzalez. Gets on the phone with me. Says, hey, you got to let them in. I said, why? Because you have a badge? And I quote the 4th Amendment, 5th Amendment. I said, they should have called me. And it's Shabbos. So the police didn't let them in. So they gave a stop work order to the building. I said, they didn't even see any work. There was no work going on. You have to let us in. So anyways, they walk away and they post this stop work order in violation. So I called up the chief. And the chief happens to be, take a guess, Muslim.
Yeah.
So I start arguing with this Chief Inspector Tekler, and I start arguing with him. He says, you better let us in. We are the building department. I said, you have no power like this, and we're going to do whatever we want anyways. And I said to him, you know why? And listen what I did. I said, you are Muslim, you hate the Jews. And he says, you can't put words in my mouth. Wait a minute. All right. And I start screaming at him, you effing piece of crap. I know the thing. I deal with it. I know you did it on purpose. You think you can't say that to me. I said, not only am I saying I'm recording it, I'm going to sue you. I know. He says, make an appointment. I'll come down there. I said, make an appointment. You guys stop work or it takes you a month. I know the business 30 years. You know me. I said, you are going to make a month of these people suffering. I'm coming to your house. I know you have illegal stuff. Anyways, at the end, Chief Inspector Tekler says, what day do you want? I said, I want tomorrow. He says, Friday. I said, we're back to the Shabbos. He says, Friday, 9 a.m. And he gave me an inspector that will come down. I said, okay. I said, so now I'm going to play this Muslim game. You hate the Jews. That's all it is. You hate the Jews. There's no other question that they're coming after the Jewish people. And
when I heard that they're now going to make elementary school kids learn Arabic elementary, to me, that was like...
It's like, and you know what?
For what reason?
Randy Weingarten says, under the Mamdani administration, school students will be smarter. Really?
Randy Weingarten, that was the same person that destroyed the New York City educators. We have a lot of people here in the chat. I want to say hello to him. I want to say hello, first of all, to Bob Trackman, who said...
I like Bob.
Yes, Bob's a good man, and he wants to say, first of all, he thanked you for helping him on an issue yesterday. Also wants to say, you don't look too good. You caught a bug. Well, I've been sick the last 3 days.
I don't look too good. Oh, you don't look too good.
I've been sick
Tom,
since Sunday.
I look great today. Please
that's
tell
what Bob
me I look
said.
great.
William Gonzalez is here.
I love William.
Love William. Rachel Bartlett is here. Ari Roseman continues to tell us about John Catsimatidis. Ari, I've tried. I've called.
Yeah,
if you haven't in, let us know. Boone wanted to say we'll make sure Heshy wins when Heshy runs against Sleepy Yeager. Daniel Sweet said, Heshy, you'll never give up. I got to give a big shout out to my hall monitor on Sportswire Radio, Mr. Justin Parsley, who wants to say what a Wednesday to be alive. And Infinite Justice is also here. And we got a big credit. And also, our chat on WhatsApp is here. Nathan wants to give a shout out.
Very good. You like my new song today?
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
I'm going to keep trying to push
And the Bay
it up.
Ridge boys, Josh and Joe Roses are in the house. They say hello as well.
I wanted to do my shout out to my beautiful, first of all, not beautiful, Sergeant Peter, I love you. Ellie, thank you. Beautiful Mira Nava.
Favorite part of the show.
Layla Tamar, Ellie, and of course my grandson Benjamin Hill, my other grandson Yeshua, and Hoover, my granddaughter, and my youngest granddaughter Yael. By the way, Yaakov, my son, my youngest son, is going through his last semester to get his master's degree.
Oh my God, congratulations.
And he was going through yeshiva. I'm so proud of him. And
how's the law school update, by the way?
So the law school update is next semester.
Okay.
Due to the election so on, so it's the next semester. And my friend Devoa is going to help me get in there. So we're working on that. So I want to give you a quote.
All right,
and guys,
I'm listening.
this is the reason why I'm thinking of continuing this political. I don't know what I'm up to. I don't know why I do this.
I don't know
And
either.
it's good for the business. It's not the point that it's good for the business, but it takes up a lot of my time. And the truth of the matter is, I should quit. But again, I don't mind putting in the hours of the time, but I have taken advantage of Linda. By the way, this is our last week, I think, that our contract is...
do we have one more after this?
No. He tells me this is our last live radio broadcast. He might renew us. He might not renew us.
Well, hopefully, if you're out there...
we're on YouTube, Instagram, and
But
Facebook.
if you're out there, YouTube, you want to tell Zev Brenner, go to the Talkline Radio Network. Also go to Zev Brenner on Facebook and tell Zev Brenner that you want us to be renewed permanently. You want us to get a lifetime contract. And by the way, also tell Zev Brenner to give us a discount. Make sure you tell him to do a discount for us.
But so I hope we still stay on. By the way, after December 2nd, I have, I'm getting my license, the real license on November 26th.
Yep.
And I have to be here December 2nd for a big case. So I'm going away to Miami. So all you Miami people. So my son and nobody believes I'm going to take 2 weeks off. I usually take 3 or 4 days off. But I'm going to go to the beach. I'm going to turn nice and brown. And me and Linda are going to go. I'm telling you, I'm going to take videos of Linda dancing around me being a pina colada.
I think that's the best time of year to go because here in New York, the weather's starting to get sour and it's right in between Thanksgiving and New Year.
Nobody knows about it, whatever. Anyways, here's my quote.
All right.
Okay, and then I'm going to come back and really consider this assembly seat
Let's
and
talk about
figure
that.
out the laws. I already hired a lawyer. You and me have discussed it a
We've
few
talked
times.
about it, yes.
So we're going to see how this assembly, and if not, I'll wait for Ina to become lieutenant governor.
Oh, well, then
And
that's going to be a
brouhaha. That's the seat I want. I want city council. It would be so.
And you've run there before.
Yeah.
It's a district that you know.
I just want to be here to take care of my people and go into the city council. You guys are going to be in so much trouble. I'm ready. They're coming after you
and
now.
special election, listen, I mean, that's Eddie.
Agencies have nobody to watch them at all.
It's going to be even worse. And you saw that Mr. Felder showed up in Borough Park the other day?
No.
He was at some event. He showed up. I couldn't believe it. He's alive. It's not an AI version.
You told me.
I think I
Not
did
that
say
I
it.
care. Who
Yeah.
cares? Anyways, here's my quote. Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time. Now, I did try that one more time for the city council, and my family saying stop. But I think I do have the one more time. But I want to consider this one more time. Either I'm going to wait for the city council seat or the assembly. But I hate Kalman so much. Not that I hate him so much. He does nothing. I don't hate him as a person. I think he's a no good person. But it's not even the point. I believe that he's doing nothing, and I believe that I could do. But I'm going to try one more time. Here's another quote.
Okay.
Strength does not come from physical capacity. It comes from an indomitable will. The difference between a successful person and others is not a lack of strength, not a lack of knowledge, but a lack in will. I have the will. I have the fight. I go out every day. I argue. I save the people I have to save. A guy today came to the office and says, "Heshy, I remember when you opened the parks by me. I remember when you continue going." I said, "This was old stuff. I keep doing new stuff." and they keep telling me your energy. It's not the energy I have. I wake up every day because I want to live. I want to enjoy this life. I want, my friend Mr. Sweet that's on
Yes,
our
he's
line.
here in the chat. Yep.
He's a little bit older than me. He travels and goes to Colombia and runs around. This is a 70-year-old man who picks up young girls here too, which I'm very shocked at. But I'm proud of him because he doesn't give up. He's strong. He's out every day, and he has, of course, his bad days like me.
Everybody does.
Yeah. Anyways, here's my joke.
All right, I'm ready.
Now, I might have said this before, but my wife was hinting that she wanted for our upcoming anniversary something special.
Mm-hmm.
I knew what it was. And she said, I want something shiny that goes from 0 to 150 in 3 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I bought her a scale. So we stopped talking to each other right then and there, and then we were driving to go babysit for the kid. So we went to the country. We had to go to my son in Jersey.
Okay.
So I consider that the country.
Yeah,
And
I would agree with you on that.
And we were
Good,
passing
yeah.
a farm, and I joked with her. I said, on this farm they have goats, pigs, and mules. I said, are they relatives of yours? And Linda says to me, yes, they are. They're my in-laws.
Some good ones
That
today.
was a good one. Come
That
on,
was a
laugh
good
at
one.
that joke.
I thought it was funny,
Yeah.
but I also want to say Nathan gave us a big shout out in the group chat for the Heshy Tischler fans. And Nathan, if you are here like everybody else, give us a call. Don't be shy. 646-974-1580.
But
646-974-1580.
me and Linda always argue, but we make up for it.
And also, I got to get Infinite Justice comment in here because Essen needs to give Heshy a lifetime sponsorship for free food. Also wants to say, I feel that this one more time for Heshy will be like Luke Skywalker going in on the Death Star. And Bob Trackman also wanted to say, never say die until you're dead. One foot in front of the other gets you where you should be. No such
By the
thing
way,
as
Bob
giving up.
wants to go to Israel. Bob,
Yes.
I am going to go to Israel for sure in May because I want to take Linda for her mother's 1 year passing, and I'm going to take Tom. If you want to hire Tom to drive you around and take care of you over there, if you came with me, there are ways that I would move you around a little quicker. I'm going to rent a van or whatever. I was renting a small car.
Well, we got to see how this campaign's going to
it's
impact.
we have to
This is
see if
another
we are
thing.
in the campaign.
And if there's a campaign, then that.
But how come the producer did not laugh at my joke? I bet you he's not even listening
Maybe
to the show.
the producer is busy queuing up the
No,
callers.
he's on the phone with his wife.
No,
by the
he's
way,
not.
me and Linda are peace. Linda tonight is making me hamburgers.
That's great.
She doesn't know how to cook.
Well, maybe not. Maybe you need hamburger helper. Then.
I know that. Really? There's such a thing? Not kosher.
I don't know.
My two.
I never ate it.
One of my two very good clients, they're Muslim, two young guys.
Okay.
And they went out to buy me lunch. I said, no, don't buy me lunch.
I was gonna say,
you
don't
don't
do
know
it.
how to buy lunch. They said, what are you talking about? We go to a Jewish store. I said, you don't know what Jewish stores are. You think pork is kosher. And they actually found a very good store for me.
Essen?
Essen, and they brought me back a wonderful sandwich.
All right.
They forgot the pickles and coleslaw.
Oh, boo.
Okay, what should I
And
do?
by the way, Boone wants to say, what if Ari Kagan runs for city council again? Another guy that keeps running. The guy can't. If you listen, you can look at it like this. Ari Kagan runs like every year. Why can't you keep running?
I know. Larry Kagan's younger, but it's not a bad.
He's not that far behind you, by the way. He's only a couple of years behind you.
Larry Kagan can't win for what do you think, for assembly seat?
He was Boone was saying to run again for city council for Ina's seat.
I will. I got that, but she's not gone unless she wins. Ina's running for lieutenant governor, maybe. So
I
maybe
think
it's
that's
not
a
bad
possibility.
idea.
So, but I look at it like this to Boone's comment. Ari Kagan has run like more times than you, and people don't seem to have a problem with him running. So you look at it from that vantage point.
Not a bad idea. Anyways, I just want you to know, guys, I don't want to badmouth Mamdani already, but he promised to make a change in the new administration. Bring normal people in. He's keeping Tish. I mean, I have a problem with Tish, and I don't have a problem with Tish. I don't see how she fought crime. I don't see where any crime is coming down. I don't know what to
I
tell
agree with you on that.
What I do see is this young lady that killed those two people on Ocean Parkway. You remember that?
Yes, the woman, she got sentenced to 9 years.
So she got sentenced to 3. She already served 245 days.
Okay, so it took about 8 months, right?
So she's already in 1 year. She'll be out in 2 more years, maybe if they give it to him, because it's a big case. The family's upset with her. The only problem I have is I was defending her, even though she was going at 68
I remember we spoke
miles.
about this here on the
She was
show.
going at 68 miles speed limit. The point was the problem that and forget about the suspended license and the 90 tickets that she had.
Yeah.
A problem was I heard that she's a video influencer, a TikTok influencer, whatever, a social media influencer, and she was
a wig maker.
But she was also an influencer on the social media.
Yeah.
And she was doing a social media video in the car while she was speeding. Now, was she just driving straight and the camera was on? Or was she holding the camera and looking into the camera and not paying attention? So that could be the problem. She was crying. She apologized. You're right. You can't apologize for killing somebody.
No.
But again, she got 3 sentences of 3 to 9 years, all to run concurrently. So again, I think, and Gonzalez, the DA, wanted 5 to 15 years. What would have that 2 extra years helped to? You let the rapist on the street. You let the criminals, the murderers. There was a guy now who had 3 rapes and got out on a $25,000 bond. I mean, it's like nonstop. It's nonstop. You're letting the criminals back out. You're letting these thieves, the drug dealers, the pushers, the pimps. But somebody who made a mistake.
Because the agenda for Gonzalez is to, as you mentioned last week, he's a potential lieutenant governor candidate, and I think that's.
I don't think so. I don't think he would run for lieutenant governor. By the way, Hochul is playing the game real well.
I see that.
Mamdani, because she wants Mamdani support. Otherwise, she won't win.
Well, speaking of Hochul, by the way.
I know you keep telling me she's ahead in the polls, but everybody says
the poll just
not.
came out. I was going to mention that Hochul is up 20 points according to.
But they say Stefanik is beating her or is close. That's not true?
Do we even believe polls anymore?
Well, I was wrong about my polls, and you were like 100% right about your polls in the mayoral race.
Well, I mean, I wish I was wrong.
Yeah.
By the way, Bob Trackman
won. You won that right because Mamdani only beat
9%.
Yeah.
Well, I said it's about 12 to 15, so I was close. But forget about that right now. Bob Trackman wants to say your joke was very funny, and he wanted to say this. Hopefully, the producer is listening to this. The producer didn't laugh. See if he's still breathing. Careful, could be a zombie.
Trust me, he is.
And
producer,
also,
where are you?
And Boone seems to agree with me. Elise will probably choose somebody from the city council to be lieutenant governor. Duh, it's Ina.
But that would be smart because the governor wins outside the New York City. She gets she wins. The problem is New York City crushes.
But that's why she might want to pick someone like an Ina. Not that I'm an Ina fan, but Ina is going to help her get votes in areas that.
And she's a woman.
Yeah, I mean, it's an all-woman ticket, and there's no question that in the Jewish community,
and
the Russian
single,
community,
so she's going to try to spread her horniness around.
Oh, I'm sure that there'll be something there.
Yeah. Anyways, maybe she'll get a lot of single guys.
Is Kalman available for her?
I think she did that already.
By
the way, Mamdani, I'm going to review it again. Mamdani wants to give free buses. Now, remember, we're at $118 billion.
Yep.
Mr. Adams is leaving Mr. Mamdani $4.7 billion additional in the hole. That he starts in the hole $4.7 billion. He's got to ticket us.
He's got to by law balance.
He's got to fine us. He's got to make up. $4 billion to make up in New York City.
The one way I think they're looking at it at Hochul now is saying that she's open to raising the corporate taxes here.
Right. Again, so they're going after, and the corporate people are smart. First of all, even if they raise it, they're not going to get the money next year. And number two, those corporate people are much smarter than him. So when they raise corporate taxes, it's not going to be the big corporations that are paying.
No.
It's the little corporations like mine that are going to get screwed.
Yep.
So I'm selling and closing up stuff and opening up different kinds of LLC and trusts because I'm ahead of them. But there's a lot of people that can't do what I do.
No.
And if you need some advice, email me at justenoughheshy.
JustEnoughHeshy@gmail.com and give us a call. And by the way, William Gonzalez wants to say the laws are not enforced, which does not help the police's efforts, and law-abiding citizens become victims.
Yeah.
Citizens are just statistics. Infinite Justice wants to say Ina needs to run for poll stripper, and Ina's was unopposed this past election. Yeah, that's going to change in 4 years, though.
I know.
That was a good one by Infinite Justice, a very good one.
But
producer didn't catch that one.
Besides the $4.7 billion he's in the hole,
Yeah.
he has to come up with another $1.7 billion for free buses and the daycare.
But the buses were vetoed. They're not going to do it, the free buses.
When did you say that?
It was right after we went off the air.
See, first thing is they promise, First, he's going to change
The MTA would never do that.
And also 311, 911. He said he's going to send social workers out. They're not even going. Now they changed that mind too. That they're going to put police officers. Everything Mamdani promised you in the social, as a socialist, is not going to come through. And even the daycare centers. They're closing down paid daycare centers. You're going to get free daycare centers.
And that's not. It's going to be worse.
Yeah.
How is that going to be any better than what you have now?
Where are you going to get the money for that?
I was going to say the same
thing. You're going to have to
thing.
pay them. You don't have the $700 million for that.
Now, speaking of Hochul, by the way, speaking of money, I got my $200 inflation reduction check today. I got my $200.
I thought it was more. I thought they're giving $1,000 or something.
$200. No, that's Trump and the $2,000 tariff dividend, but Hochul gave us.
Everybody gets it, or
everybody that filed taxes in New York State this year. You're supposed to get it. My brother got it last month. I got it just now, so it could just be the timing.
I could use the money.
That $200. You know what?
Tight, you know.
You can go to Essen with that.
I could not. Right, Essen is. I would like to go for. I don't know. Maybe I take it to Miami with me.
And apparently, we're told that Leah's hosiery gave Zev Brenner.
I like Leah's hosiery. How did you do that picture? Why couldn't you make a picture like me?
I didn't. That wasn't me.
That was a great picture.
That was a great picture. Yeah.
And she even put a suit on you.
Well,
you actually look good in a suit.
Well, when I'm dead, I'll be in a suit.
Okay.
And
don't say that.
Well, hopefully. But yes.
By the way, remember Nicole that was on our show?
Yes, Nicole Spicer. Yes.
So she is pregnant, and
I didn't know
she
that.
got married.
She's married. Wow.
Married, yeah, and a civil ceremony, very nice. She's having a baby this coming Tuesday. Fact.
And were you invited to the wedding?
It was a civil ceremony. She wanted to do it quietly. She's in Pennsylvania. His family's there. Her family's.
So she moved to Pennsylvania.
They're gonna make a different wedding, like a whole big event. For the families later on, but for now, she just wanted to get married and have the baby. So she is having a baby Tuesday, and she's having the bris. The bris is the circumcision on December the 2nd, and she wants me to come and bring 10 men. We're gonna have a religious ceremony for her baby, and it's gonna be real cool. Wow. And I just want to wish Nicole to have a safe birthing. But she said she's big. She's a skinny little girl, but she says she's big. And I just want to make sure I wish her.
Congratulations, Nicole.
Not yet. You don't do that. But I want her to be safe and healthy, and she seems great. And I'm going to be going out to Pennsylvania. I'm going to film the bris for you and bring it back.
Yeah, do it. I'm sure we'll have something to talk about there with that. Yeah, definitely. And we want to give a shout out to Leah's hosiery, because Leah was asking where was her shout out. Well, now you just got it.
Leah, how are you?
Give us a call while you're at it. But
right.
Continue.
But yeah, you said before, what's his name? Che Osei?
This guy Che Osei, who
he has no chance, but as a Democrat socialist,
I think he
might have a shot.
I think he's going to beat Jeffries.
Do you think Mamdani will support him? Now, he lied. He said that he supported Bernie Sanders.
Yes.
And when they checked it, they said it's not true.
Well, right now, AOC...
They all lie right across the board.
I think AOC now is trying to persuade OC of running, which is so funny to me, because they're all socialists. So what are they stumbling over against Hakeem Jeffries, who didn't even support Mamdani, really?
Yeah. I don't know. One after the next, I don't know. I told you about the rent guidelines, people.
Yes.
I mean, if Adams does, I know Adams is upset that he lost the mayoral race. It's not that he lost; he messed up when he was on. I agree with
you
one of his
on this.
people that took the straw donations.
Yes,
should have gotten jail time for stealing from New York City for Adams. Mm-hmm. So the judge said, since Adams got off the hook by Trump,
right,
I'm going to give him a 3-year probation. Here's a guy who stole millions from the New York City taxpayers on straw donations, and what happens? He gets 3 years probation. But Adams got away with it, and my point is, Adams made a mistake. Adams jumped out. If he would have run as a Democrat, first of all, Mamdani would have had no choice back then, because nobody knew about him. It was Cuomo that could have beat him then, and Cuomo had the name, and he could have beaten Cuomo.
See, this is where I've said this to you.
Wouldn't have been a factor.
But I said this to you on many previous shows these last 9 months. But I think ultimately what it came down to, this isn't even a problem from the last year. Adams' administration from day one had several flaws. First, the way he handled the migrant situation. Yeah. He had countless corruption scandals.
Everybody hated Cuomo. So Cuomo running against Adams was not even a discussion. You're right, Adams was a chicken. He chickened out against Cuomo.
Because Adams knew he couldn't win. He couldn't win the primary.
He could have beaten... There was no Mamdani factor. I think he could have beaten Cuomo.
I think he would have beat Cuomo, but I don't think...
Mamdani wouldn't have been a factor in that race.
I think ultimately Adams, there was something he saw.
Adams wanted to win by using the mayoral pulpit as an independent and get the free advertising.
Yeah, but I think
And it didn't work.
But I think it didn't work. First of all, because he didn't have a Democrat Republican ticket. And I'll even go back to the beginning of the year. This was something we talked about on previous shows. At one point, Adams even wanted the Republican line.
Yeah, but he was stupid. He didn't take it.
The Republicans didn't want to give it to him because they gave it to Sweeto. They were with Curtis.
They gave it to Curtis the last second because Adams didn't take it. But Adams could have gotten the Republican
I think
line.
that Adams, if he would have ran as
Adams
Republican,
had to he didn't even have to ask for the Wilson Pakula. Since he was running as an independent,
well, no,
switch parties.
he didn't. But he didn't. He's still a Democrat, so he still had to get the Wilson Pakula. And
No, he could have switched registration.
but he didn't. That was the
Right.
thing. He didn't do that, and the Republicans were not going to give him the Wilson
Right.
Pakula. They were with Curtis. But I think if Adams would have had the Republican ticket, I think he would have won.
Yeah.
I don't think Curtis had it. I
Right.
think Curtis's campaign was a grifter campaign. I think that's we're going to look back.
I don't know.
There was a lot of
I
things
like
that could have
Curtis.
been.
Curtis was running all around town. Everybody knew him. I don't know why. What was the reason they didn't vote for him? They thought he was such a joke.
I think his campaign. He didn't. I said this many
Doesn't make a
times.
difference to campaign. He was out there. Everybody saw him.
But he didn't have people out there like Mamdani
He didn't
did.
need it.
But he did.
He
I
had
disagree with that.
advertising. Everybody in New York knew. Here are your three choices: Sliwa, Cuomo, and Mamdani. Here are your choices. Nobody knew that.
I think there were people that felt that they wanted to go with Cuomo as a last-minute effort to think they
Why?
could beat Mamdani because they thought he was closer in the polls, and that's what wound up happening.
But one was.
I'm no
more
Cuomo fan.
qualified.
I didn't vote for Cuomo, but
Mamdani is the least qualified from all the candidates.
I agree with you on that, but I think people made a decision, and this was a lot of Republicans, and this is where I think it hurt the Republican ticket in New York City because people that were Republican went off and didn't vote for the Republican ticket at all.
Yeah.
I think a number of races, you have that. The Republicans lost the city council
Even the
seat.
conservatives came out in force and they voted for Cuomo, which they should have all gone for.
I think the conservative ticket, I think the conservative line, I'm going to say it here on this show, it should be dead. I think the conservative party line in a state
And the only reason why Mamdani got 50% of the vote is because the Democrats had nobody to put up against Mamdani, and they hated Cuomo just as much.
Well, he was benefiting because he was a Democrat. And I agree with you that if you look at that Democratic field, when we had the primary, the field was terrible. You were talking about Brad Lander. Oh,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Oh,
you were
God.
talking about Cuomo. You were talking about Mamdani. You had Scott Stringer, who had already lost. I mean, the field that they had, Jessica Ramos imploded. The Democratic ticket was horrific, and that's why Mamdani got in there.
That's right. And it was all, I believe they're blaming me people for Sliwa. They're blaming Sliwa. You should blame straight out Adams.
I agree with you on that. That I completely
Adams
agree with
should
you.
have never dropped out of
Listen,
the Democratic line.
but Adams had so many problems from the beginning of his administration, and I think
Makes
if
no difference. He still shouldn't have run as an independent, because he wanted to get to the general.
But maybe Cuomo shouldn't have ran as an independent. Remember, Cuomo, he farted around with the decision to run.
Cuomo did run as a Democrat, lost,
Right.
and he ran as an independent. That's what.
But he waited
Adams
a couple
could have
of
done
weeks.
The same thing.
I agree with that, but I think Cuomo waited a couple of weeks to decide and kind of farted around, and he really only ran a 2-month campaign. Adams at least said, listen, I'm foregoing
I
the
can't believe
Democratic primary.
Mamdani even showed up for a debate. You don't debate independence, so he didn't have to show up for that debate at all, Mamdani. I don't know
Well,
why he went.
I think the polling was to the point where it was. I think he felt if he didn't show up, he would have been doing a disservice. I think that there comes a point in that. If you do want to give us a call, 646-974-1580, 646-974-1580.
I want to go a little bit to another person I don't like, Letitia James. She filed now to dismiss her fraud and lying case to a bank fraud and false statements. The reason why her dismissal request is because the government, which she also represents,
Right.
is vindictive and selective prosecution. Now, this is the same lady who did this to Trump.
Absolutely.
And she's trying to dismiss it based on that. I hope they don't dismiss it. I hope they go after her, and I hope she loses.
She doesn't even live in New York. That's the ironic part of this, is that we have talked about this on prior
Neither
shows.
did Simcha Felder.
stunning. And he showed up. He's alive, apparently. He's alive.
Yeah.
By the way, I do want to bring up that Trump and Mamdani are meeting finally.
I know.
And Trump just posted this, and thank you for, I just got this here from our Heshy Tischler fans group. Communist mayor of New York City, Zoran Kawami Mamdani, has asked for a meeting. We have agreed this meeting will take place at the Oval Office on Friday, November 21st.
Wow, they're letting him. First of all, I don't call him Kawami. I call him.
That's Trump's words.
Okay, Mamdani. You know what I mean? Or Dumani. You know, Dumdani. But you're gonna see, he's not a bright man. He knows how to smile and talk, but he's gonna mess up. He has no idea what he's doing.
It's a disaster to have him, yeah.
He has no real policies. Trust me.
Now, speaking of Trump, we got to talk about these Epstein files.
Yeah.
Everybody.
I know you all people. What is the Epstein files about? First of all, I want to tell you something. This pig who molested young girls,
Jeffrey Epstein,
who was a pedophile, arrested and let go, and was a what was it? Was he a billionaire? Worth a couple of $100 million.
He was definitely worth a lot of money.
The point is he was a bad man, and
He was.
after Trump stopped talking to him, you had Bill Clinton and a lot of Democrats that still played with him.
Yep.
But let's just say all of that is okay. His brother today, Jeffrey Epstein's brother, came on the news and says, you know what? When the emails come out, you'll see Trump was more worse. Here's a guy whose brother pedophile, molested, kidnapped, and you're opening your mouth about Trump. Talk about your brother being the pig. Talk about your brother doing bad things. Who knows what you did?
See, this is where I
Why are you going after Trump? Trump said, listen, I didn't do anything. There's a couple of emails, and plus, you know, there was emails by Epstein going back and forth that they have to go
Well, they say
after
Jeffries
Trump.
they were talking about Jeffries in these emails also, Hakeem Jeffries.
Right.
But I have one problem with the way Trump handled this. He should have been open at the very say
Somebody
release
says bad
them.
about, you know, they
But
took
release
bad,
them.
Release what?
Now he wants them released,
Yes,
and now
because now he's already answered for it.
But I think
he's
he
telling
farted
him,
around.
look, I'm in the emails. It's not true, these emails, or they're taking it out of context, and he had to tell them that. The truth of the matter is, Trump didn't do anything with him.
Well, we don't know that for sure.
We do know that for
No,
sure.
we don't. You know Jeffrey Epstein? Do you know
some
him?
emails from Epstein said we're going to set up Trump.
Do you know him though?
No. My point is, this is a low-life pedophile, so whatever he says doesn't count.
Oh, I agree with you on that, but I think, my problem is that Trump should have just said, you know what? Release them. It's a Democratic
But
witch
then you
hunt.
guys are going to take it out of context again, like the Russian
But
collusion.
they're going to do that anyway. That's why he should have just been upfront and
Then
say
he would
release
have to
it.
sit
And now
through-
he's done it anyway. So,
Right,
to
but
me,
at least now for the last 2 months he's been able to answer.
but I would
emails.
say that this could have also been a contributing
It could have
factor.
affected the administration in the beginning. By
And
holding
also
it
the
back
elections. We just had elections 2
Right,
weeks
by
ago.
holding it back, people were able to learn about Epstein and learn about the emails and not affect what Trump was doing. And Trump is doing very good.
On some things, but Bob Trackman wants to make the point that Democrats control Congress and the president has the Epstein files.
Democrats don't control Congress.
When they did, he's saying when the Democrats had controlled Congress, the president had the Epstein filed and made noise about it for Trump to cover their own. They basically, what he's trying to say is that the Democrats made this noise to cover their own tracks.
Every time whoever's in power just causes trouble. That's why I hate this two-party system.
I agree with you
we
on
have
that.
to
I would
cancel
say
no more Democrat. Everybody has to be an independent.
yes,
And that's it.
Absolutely. Listen, I have said this for years. There should be nonpartisan elections if you want to vote for somebody based on issues. Because to me, the Democrats and the Republicans,
There
they
should be
don't
no
do
party.
anything.
A guy gets up there, he runs. There's no party affiliation, no money from the party.
And you take
you
and
get your matching funds
and take the
nothing more.
unions out because the unions try to influence everything.
Right.
Take out all the Soros-tied groups. Take out all these outside
Everybody
companies.
should run
Take
it.
out Jeffrey Leb, by the way.
And
Jeffrey Leb
and
should
no
not be
more
involved.
PACs are allowed.
Yes.
Somebody wants to run for election, just run. The maximum you can get is the matching funds, and that's
That, I agree with you 1,000%, and that's where it
be
lies
all
the
over the
problem.
country, yeah.
Because to me, Democrat and Republican, Republicans are better than Democrats,
So
but
they put,
what?
even though we put our people in power, we back them up.
We talked about it last week on the show. The local
I was
people.
in the executive committee. You know, we're going to, even today, I was promised that there will be no Wilson Pakula, but we have to think about Kalman Yeager because he always gets it.
No,
He should
and
not
that's
be
my
entitled
point.
to it, yeah.
And I told you, and I'm going to say it on the air. Don't be surprised if
No,
you're an
I'm not allowing
But
it.
I'm going to say it because I want this to be heard
I'm
in
gonna
public.
fight him. I was promised there's no Wilson Paculas this year.
Listen, I'm going to tell you straight up. Wouldn't be surprised if Sam Sutton and Kalman Yeager are at the executive committee meetings coming up when they run.
They told me they're inviting Kalman. Why are you inviting
And
Kalman
they're
and a
going to invite
Democrat?
Sutton. You just watch.
Wow.
They're going to do that because you know what? That's what it's about. You scratch my back, I scratch
I'm gonna
yours.
make sure that I question them very serious.
And also, Boone wants to say there's no
By the
more
way,
Bar Simeon. So
what?
Kalman,
Yeah.
Boone won't. But I listen. No. Let me tell you something. That the people in power now were the people that were in power that when they were cutting deals under the guy with the toupee over his head and the guy that was the mall cop Bar Simeon. They cut the deals. The guy in power now, he's a protege of them. He's a protege of the same people that
I don't
gave
know.
Kalman the
Liam
conservative
sounds.
line.
I was in a meeting with Liam. He sounds much better. He sounds much clear-headed. He has the Republican agenda in
when
mind.
Yeager's at the executive committee
You watch.
meeting, you'll say.
I'm gonna be there. You watch.
Oh,
I'm gonna embarrass Yeager like you never did.
And then they're going to try to shut you up.
They can't.
They're going to
can't.
try. I'm telling you.
And I'm also a special committee member to pick new candidates. And Kalman will not be on that new candidate list. That's why I must find somebody to run in the assembly seat, whether it's me or somebody else. And I need to find a good candidate. I'll take a candidate. Guys, you want to apply to anybody. Don't be scared. All you need is 500 signatures. Really, you need 1,000. Come, we'll help you. We'll get you the forms. You get a couple of friends. You go and we'll give you the list. You go door to door and you can collect 1,000 signatures against Kalman Yeager because it is a Republican
Look,
district.
I know that Mr. Yeager already has opponents anyway in his own party. So right now,
Zahava.
and I heard somebody else
Joey
potentially.
Dweck might run.
And he got some votes last time.
Yeah.
So listen, Mr. Yeager, he's got opponents. I even hear that Mr. Sutton has opponents.
Really?
And yes, he's got 2 opponents.
Who?
Nachman Kahler and Bernard Weisselberg.
Okay, Nachman Kahler doesn't count. Bernard Weisselberg is some guy who picks up garbage.
Well,
He tried to run against me and couldn't even get on the ballot.
well, I mean, listen,
Again, you know what?
they're
Bernard
facing
Weisselberg-
opponents.
Nachman Kahler is doing it for his legacy, and I like him sometimes. But Bernard Weisselberg, he's doing it for the money.
We didn't get any money. Infinite Justice wants to say that
My producer, he hears that part, but he didn't laugh at my jokes.
he could
Why
cut our
don't you
mics.
laugh at my jokes?
Give us a call,
I want you to put a
646
laugh track on now.
974 1580. 646. And Infinite Justice wants to say more or less, Heshy can waltz right in, hopefully, if Ina goes and becomes a. We'll leave it at
Yeah.
that because the producer's getting mad. And thank you, Infinite Justice.
By the way, forget Ina inviting Netanyahu to the inauguration. Now Adams invited him.
well, Ina, I think for obvious reasons, maybe she wants to see if Mr. Netanyahu is available. I don't know.
Right. Now Netanyahu is not gonna. I know Ina has daddy issues, but Netanyahu's not gonna play with her. But Netanyahu's not coming, and now Adams invited Netanyahu to come to the inauguration. Why?
Why would he come to the inauguration?
Yeah.
Why?
Why? He would never come to New York to an inauguration for that. That's the dumbest thing in the world. By the way, the Trump administration, when they did, I just want to show you what kind of a waste of time your politicians are.
I
They
agree with you.
created a bill so the president to sign. It's called the Epstein bill.
Yes.
Here's a pedophile that we're actually calling a bill in his name. People don't even know it's a bad bill. And they had to go through and vote on this bill, just release the information. I mean, we wasted, I don't even believe tens, I believe millions of dollars to get this bill because all the stopping back and forth. I'm showing you where our government is. Waste of time, constant arguing, instead of worrying about our budgets, instead of worrying about turning the government back on, instead of stopping Trump has a 28-point plan that they're going now to produce to Russia and to Vladimir, what's his name?
Well,
again?
you talking about Putin?
Not Putin.
Zelensky? Well, now there's talk about Russia and Ukraine. There may be a deal for a peace settlement.
Right, 28-point piece. They're there now unofficially in front of Zelensky. So again, and watch, they not give President Trump credit for it.
Who, by the way, was cleaning up Obama and Biden's mess because they created this whole problem years ago. Now, speaking of Trump, and I know Infinite Justice gave us a comment about Trump, but I don't see it on here. Please resend it. I would appreciate it. But what do you think about, I mentioned earlier, these $2,000 tariff dividends? It just to me shows that these tariffs aren't working.
I know, but
They're not working. The economy's not doing that great. That's why Trump has had a problem.
You're making a mistake. The economy is doing much better.
Have you seen the stock market the last 4 days?
Okay, the stock
Look
market,
at the stock market
went up
this year.
so high. It always has to correct.
This is this year, but the end of the year is usually when you have the uptick because bonuses, earnings report.
No. Usually Thanksgiving, after Thanksgiving, the uptick happens. There's always a bad September. There's always a bad October. That's the way it works. It's called Black October. You forgot about that?
But we're in November now.
We're in November. Okay, so there's always, come on, the market goes up 800 points. It's going to drop back down. Okay, Bitcoin does not belong at $100,000 a coin. So it dropped.
Yeah, but Bitcoin has been well over $100,000.
And now it's at 90,000. And I believe it's going to drop even lower.
I think it'll come back up.
Yeah?
I think it'll eventually hit 100.
Like Tesla. I like Tesla stock, but I found out recently, that's why I sold my stuff, Tesla will never pay dividends. So what use is it for me to have the company stock in my hand if it never pays dividends for the next 10 years? Well, just to have it that the company is growing, company could collapse or there'll be competitors in time. I don't know. I like Tesla stock as a gamble for a day or two, but I'm not doing a long-term hold, even though my portfolio has it in there, but there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, but I just think that the fact that we're supposedly getting this dividend to me shows that this economy and these tariffs aren't working.
Can you tell me about the upcoming Nadler seat? Yeah, JFK Jr. running. Now, JFK Jr.'s friend, who's a Democratic socialist, 25-year-old guy.
Yes, I saw that today.
He's going to run now, and the only reason he's able to run is because he's JFK's Jr.'s grandson's friend, and he's running now against his own friend.
You might as well want to throw your hat in there. No, I mean, the amount of
these
candidates
guys are
is crazy.
running for prestige.
Well, they're running because it's a high-profile seat. It's Nadler's. It's Manhattan. It's the Midtown. It's the Upper West Side.
Not interested.
No, I get that, but I think what everybody else, when you have...
I can do more things than all of them combined.
You have already 2 assemblymen, 1 city council member there. You've got, like you said, JFK's grandson.
Yeah.
You got the DSA guy. You have also, I think, 2 other candidates. Kellyanne Conway's ex-husband wants to run. George Conway. I know the crazy anti-Trump guy.
I understand.
Liam Elkin.
He had the nicest wife. He had a great marriage. And he's divorced because...
And Boone made a good point. There's one other kid, Liam Elkin, who's probably the best of the mix of young kids, raised some money. He was running against Nadler originally, probably the best of the lot, but he's 26. What chance does he have? But yeah, people are running.
Well, what do you mean? Mamdani won, but...
But you're talking about he's running against assembly members, city council members, Nepo babies. I mean, that's a very uphill battle to climb. If we were against Nadler one-on-one, I could see it. But yeah, I mean, look, people want change, and this is an opportunity. And it's funny, Pelosi also is not running for re-election. Nancy Pelosi.
She's 85, 84.
And Nadler ain't far behind. I mean, these people
they can't keep going.
And guess what? I got news for you. If you believe in polls still, I think Schumer's not going to run for re-election again in 2 years.
Wow.
And here we go. This is the comment that Infinite Justice has been wanting to say, and I couldn't read it, but I got it here finally on the page. Trump lately has been losing the moral high ground, not being strong with Hamas, inviting the ISIS leader, cosplaying as president of Syria to the White House, and now elevating Mamdani. I agree with what she's saying.
She invited the president of Syria.
But he's also with the Saudis. He's been inviting them. He has been.
He needs peace. He needs, they say.
But it's almost like we're getting a light socialist.
I got you, but he stopped the war. And the reason why he stopped, you know what it is? Even though Hamas is a bunch of animals, I hate them, they should all die. There's no more war. They're killing their own people, and for some reason the socialists...
But I think that there's a point that Infinite Justice is making, and it's the same problem that Obama suffered with liberals, is that Trump was elected to be an agent of change on a lot of things, and a lot of his policies...
He changed.
But his domestic policy's not been very good so far.
I don't know.
Not been. Foreign policy and public safety, yeah, he's done better on that. But these other things, to me, they haven't been as good.
He's only president for 10 months. And by the way, he has done a lot in those 10 months. Gas prices are below $3 a gallon.
Yeah, I think I was talking with one of our listeners, and I apologize on Infinite Justice, by the way.
Some things have gone up, some things have come down. But the stuff that went up so minute. Things that came down by 20, 30, 40%. And you're talking about the stock market. What is the market today? Do you know what the market
It's
is?
46,000.
Do you understand that under Trump how high it's gone? Of course, there's corrections.
But the
president-
market hasn't gone up 20%, and inflation has still. Look, what's his face? Vance was on 60 Minutes, and he even admitted, yeah, inflation has been stubborn, and we see it now with these rate cuts that they're now even talking about now. What's his face? The Fed policy guy
Powell.
said that he doesn't know if he's going to do another rate cut because of inflation. That's the problem.
The only reason he doesn't want to do a rate cut, he wants to mess around with Trump.
Oh,
but he's
that-
gone in March anyway.
Well,
right?
but right now the economy is stubborn.
Right, so once he's gone,
And they say now the odds of right now a recession next year are 40%.
I don't believe it.
Well, and I do want to apologize again to Infinite Justice if I called you a guy. I apologize.
Just like climate change.
And
you know, climate change is full of crap.
it's a scam.
They're saying-
Superfly, hello. Thank you.
Hi, Sue. They're saying if you today, Amber Adler called me and said to me, Heshy, you know, the climate change in Brighton Beach and Matt is going to go and it's going to flood and everything. I said, are you kidding me? Really? No, it's guaranteed, Heshy. It's going to happen right here in our town. People are selling their property.
I don't think people are selling their property because of climate change. I think they're selling their property because they're afraid of the quality of life around them. I think that's the point. Good Advice wants to say, big deal. Beef is extra high. You're talking nonsense. Go ahead and buy chicken and bingo.
I do. And I do buy $14 a pound, and I mean, not $14 a pound, whatever. I do buy it by them, and I know food prices, of course, are not coming down, but at least they haven't gone up crazy. I know chicken's expensive. I know beef is expensive. I know milk is expensive. But under the Biden stuff, it was crazy expensive, and it continued to go high. At least now it's stabilized, okay? You're able to buy 6 chicken legs for $11.69. I know it's not a great deal, but at least, hey, for a family of 6 or a family of 4, that is a lot of food. Okay, you fry it. People want to go out every single night like Mamdani and the rest of it. You know, you can have a nice family dinner for $20 instead of ordering takeout that a lot of you people do with Grubhub and a restaurant.
Which they get charged for the fees on top of that, which people
my
don't
sons
realize.
don't understand that.
Grubhub, Uber Eats,
I saw
DoorDash.
Uber Eats, Grubhub on my credit card this week. 5 of them, and I said, "How many people did you order for $30, $57?" Oh, just me and my wife, or just myself.
But that's what people don't realize. What they lure you in because they'll say, "Oh, 40% discount," but meanwhile,
pick yourself
yeah.
up, buy yourself 2 pounds of corned beef, put one in the freezer, one
I
in
think
the
you know
oven,
what it is.
and you're good to go.
People are lazy, and let me get to a few comments here. Also, I saw someone get robbed at gunpoint.
George called me in the middle of my show.
right in
Very
front of me
upset.
other day. Superfly. Also, Good Advice. Prices have gone skyrocketing up. Pick up coffee at bingo. He's going to bingo. And I do apologize again to Infinite Justice because I think I got it wrong twice.
I'm just telling
Thank you,
you,
Infinite Justice.
You know what I do?
And I apologize.
I don't go out to dinner so much with me and Linda. Like, we'll go buy 2 pounds of hamburger. We'll make, instead of the prepared
But that was
patties-
always the way when growing
That's-
up. You know what it was? You only went out
I'm
to
not
eat.
being cheap. No, I do go out to eat.
But you don't do it every day.
Right, and we go for lunches to like a pizza shop or a dairy cafe. But the point is you go out and you shop. You make yourself that. Now, I'm not being cheap. Of course, you can buy the ready-made patties. Of course, you can buy the fried chicken.
But I think also you don't want-
But staying at home sometimes and cooking a half-hour meal. Or today, you can go online and get the coolest recipes to do stuff in 10
Yes,
minutes.
I agree with you
In
on
the
that.
olden
Listen.
days, you couldn't do that.
When
Today, you could do that.
Growing
And
up,
with the automatic
my mother
peelers.
only ordered takeout one day a week, Friday. That's it.
Okay.
One day.
Right. So
That's
me
it.
and Linda, we do buy a breakfast quite often. Dunkin' Donuts has the $6 specials. You get a
And
bacon,
what's the
you
and
get
we have
bacon, egg,
a
and
caller
cheese.
coming in
You
here.
get- Okay, fine.
Yeah,
Bacon, egg, and cheese.
974-1580. I do want to agree with Infinite Justice because
You
he
always
makes a
agree
great
with Infinite Justice.
because he gives good comments. And also, Heshy, we cannot allow Trump to be Avoda Zara. Trump has made some serious mistakes lately. And Good Advice says there is no justification for the high price. Sorry, Heshy. And Superfly says much better food at home. And I think we do have a caller here, so I'm going to put my headset on here.
Okay, we do have a caller?
If the producer picks it up.
Oh, he doesn't even know he's here.
And we're still on the air. But if you want to call us up also, you can do that. So I think
Hello?
I think
Do
the
we have
callers-
anybody on the air? Hello? I don't know where the caller
No,
is.
I guess not.
Oh, he just woke up. He heard us saying. He didn't even pay attention to the phones.
No,
That's
the
my
caller
point.
is-
What were you doing, producer? Were
The
you
call-
watching something, or you maybe?
No, the caller-
He wasn't paying. He
the
doesn't even know
caller-
where he.
No,
does he
I
even
just-
know we have a show?
Yes, the caller knows we have a show.
No, not the caller.
And
I'm saying the producer.
I like going out for
I'm
coffee.
firing
That's
the
about it.
producer.
Super fun. No, you want to bring Yitzy in?
Oh God.
Yeah, we have
we only have like 2 minutes left to live
on the
radio.
Talk Line Radio. We have all night for the regular.
Who
call.
is it? Oh, yeah, don't even put him through. He called me on my cell phone in the middle of the show.
He said he was in the chat. Said he wanted to get the call-in number.
Oh, go ahead.
He wants to call in. So give him a
George,
call.
where's George?
And Superfly says she's too shy to call in. Well, give us a call. Where are some of my people? Anthony Finkel.
even-
Oh, I'm going to call in. Promote my band. Promote this. Well,
It's
where
okay.
are you? Josh
Stop
Bailey.
screaming.
Where are
Can
you?
you stop screaming? We
wanna
only have a
scream.
minute left.
No, we
George.
don't. Here we go. George Sarantopoulos, you're on the air.
Hey, Heshy, what's going on?
You call on my cell phone in the middle of the show. I was so angry at you.
I forgot, but I was
You always
like, you know
forget. You
what?
don't know
I
there's a
was like,
show. That's why
why
you.
did-
Yeah, I
wanted
bet
to
you didn't
call,
even. I bet
and
you. I
why
bet.
did Bryce call me a clown last week? I was like,
He
what did
called
I
you a
do to
clown?
Tom? I thought me and him were cool.
I think we're very cool, but I was talking about your campaign, the way you were running it, because your campaign came across like the usual establishment Republican candidate. That's what I think the campaign came up. And I think, listen, we're on the radio, it's live.
No,
you know,
but I
I'm
stopped
entitled
you.
to my opinion
George,
on that.
I stopped him. I like your campaign.
No, but I was like, but we got 15,000 votes. We got the most votes for city
Your
council
opponent got
Republican
22,
candidate
but your
in
opponent got
Southern Brooklyn,
22,000
you know?
though. I mean, I got you, but you know,
It was a close race, 22 that. But George, I liked your campaign. You're very professional. I liked your videos. I didn't like your videos as much as your advertising, your mailers. Heidi ran a beautiful campaign, but again, you went against a Democrat, and you went against, even though you had a Republican leadership that supported you, but they didn't really support you, George, and that was the problem.
Exactly, and that's my point.
we have to
No, because he called me out, so I want to say it.
You have to
Listen,
say, one minute. You have to say.
I mean, it was definitely a Mamdani year, blue wave.
Yeah.
Obama
George,
type of
1
year,
second,
because-
George. We want to say goodbye to our listeners on the radio.
1640
Yes, I think
WJPR, 620
Good night.
WSNR, WNEW 1027 FM. Thank you very much for joining us on this week's show.
George, I liked your campaign.
Thank you. Thank you.
I liked your professionalism in it. You looked pretty good. I don't like your blue suit. That light blue suit, I don't like it. I know it costed you $9,000, but you need a black suit. I know you're Greek and you like to dance and break plates. I like you in a black suit.
I'm not. I'm not Jewish.
No. I
You guys
saw.
like all the black suits. We wear blue. We wear
No.
gray.
I saw your wedding picture. You wore a black, beautiful thing. You looked great.
And you know, George, I said, listen, I liked you. You're a great guy. I'm just saying, like, I'm entitled to what I thought about your campaign was that after the primary, you did surround yourself with the Republican establishment, which to me, I think from my experience on campaigns, that usually isn't the best way. I get you're in a tight spot. I didn't say personally, oh, George Sarantopoulos, he's a bad guy. His campaign.
But they didn't run my campaign.
You associated yourself
guy
with
Colby
them,
was
and
still running the campaign.
Colby was great.
And,
I love Colby. You guys did a great job.
I didn't hire anybody. The usual people.
Yeah, but they come in. This is what they do. Let me tell you
something.
something. They come in. They go surround yourself with them. You take the photos. They get the point. Listen,
I'm going to ask you a question. How did you get Kobe on the executive committee? Who did you bribe?
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea.
I love you. I love you, George. But I want you to know,
he lives
George.
here now.
Okay. Listen to me. I know one thing, that I'm going to try to run for the assembly. There's some issues
Yeah.
with
So
that.
what? You're running for the assembly? You told me you're going to retire. That's it. I'm done. I don't want to run again.
I know. I don't want to run again, but then I hate Kalman so much, and I can't let the city fall into the hands of these crooks. I know Mamdani is going to kill us. George, you don't understand. You're a landlord. You're a businessman. You're dead meat. I know you deal with the Muslim community, but even the Muslims are scared of him.
Hold on a second. For the last 2 weeks, I had the building department, and I'm sure that was the councilman is in office now. The building department was in my building every day, every other day.
I don't know why you let them in, and you don't listen to me. You don't call me.
They snuck in. They snuck in through the back. They like ninjas. They
It's
tried
illegal.
to sneak in.
You
And
have to stop them.
And it was designed to intimidate and harass me.
Correct. And they do this, and they have. It's not only the building department. You're lucky we don't have the health department against you. You're lucky we don't have the DEP against you. We could use any agency.
You give them 2 months. I'm sure that that'll happen for
Those
all
agencies are
businessmen.
going to run wild, and it's just uncontrollable. I fight them, but I can't fight them myself, every agency and every building. But I'm pretty good at what I do, but they sometimes beat me, and I beat them back. But again, one at a time, and too bad I can't stop them, George. You know what I did for your parents, but again, they keep coming after you, and there's nothing I can do about it all the time.
No, I understand. I'm not looking to blame you. I mean,
No, I know you're not
all of a
blaming me. I'm
sudden,
upset that they're coming after
anyway,
you. Yeah.
it's on water under the bridge now. Let's keep moving on.
I got you. But by the way, George,
would I invest if I'm telling your listeners, if I were them, I would not invest another dollar in this city under a Mayor Mamdani, because that is, you are putting a target on your back and your family's future.
you and I
would not invest.
You and I would have been a good team to fight him. George, I want to tell you one final news before we go off the air. Remember our old co-host, Nicole?
Suiza.
Yeah.
Suiza.
She's having a baby next week. You know that Tuesday?
Yeah, I know that. I know she's pregnant.
Okay.
She told me she was going to be due around Thanksgiving.
Well, the baby's coming next week, and then there's a Jewish bris. Would you like to come to you can't break any plates. We don't break plates. I know you guys dance and break plates.
Should I say Opa when they
Opa,
cut
right? That's the word I was
when they make
looking for.
the cut?
Opa,
Yeah.
right? What does Opa mean?
It means it's an exclamation, like,
It means
hey,
break the
you know, it
plate,
doesn't
break
mean
the
anything.
plate. Opa,
know?
break the plate. I don't know where you have
Opa,
so
you
much money. I don't break plates in my house. Are you crazy? Thank God we buy paper. But George, thank you for calling into the show. You're wonderful. I like you. You and I should sit down, but I am considering, me and Tom are considering a run for the assembly seat. I just have to figure out, we have to say goodbye to our radio listeners.
Well, the radio, we already said goodbye to them.
All right,
But
our
we're on the air now.
YouTube listeners,
And
I
if
want to thank everybody, the Instagram people. Thank you for listening to our show. I appreciate it. Let's play that music,
play
everybody.
that music, and thank
you
everybody
so
for
much.
tuning in to this
Good
week's
night.
show.
I love
Have a
you.
good
Tell
night.
Heidi hello.
Yeah, we appreciate you, and we'll see Nicole and Maury Povich according to Infinite Justice.
Wednesday night, we're all in sight. 9 o'clock, it's shining bright. Turn the dial and feel the light. Just enough Heshy, take a bite. Less and wisdom side by side. Heshy show won't be denied. Tune in live and ride the tide. Feel the rush and feel the pride. It's just enough Heshy. Wanna vote for Heshy? It's just
You know what's
enough
funny? I think
Heshy.
Sam Arizona
Join
got
the crowd,
mad
it's
too because he
messy.
commented on one of my Instagram. I posted something about turkey. Maybe you should go eat the food or something like that. Yeah, listen.
You know, that's good. I don't really care. Can you throw my cup away too, baby? Okay, let me take you to the bus.
Let me put your monetization on.
We are going to Israel and you're coming with me. You
Yes.
have your passport, right?
I'll make sure to have it, sir.
When do you make sure?
I haven't traveled before.
You never ordered a passport?
No.
Idiot. I told you already a few times I want to buy you a ticket.
Let me